ISA-95 has an activity model. And within that activity model, they describe like 8 very abstract activities where they say, okay, these are like the groups of things that can happen. And it starts very basic in resource management, where you say, okay, what are my resources? What is my equipment? What are my materials? What is my personnel? And also, what do we have? Just not just the definition, what is it, but also what do we have in stock? What is there? What can I use? Or what do I have on the shop floor? Which equipment? What equipment do I have? As soon as you describe that, define that, then you can build on top. You can build work masters, recipes. Do your definition management. How do I make something? And through that, you do like pre-production, say scheduling, dispatching, and then you move to the execution where you send commands down, like to the equipment. Can you start this? Can you execute this? During execution, you do data collection, and on top of that, you can do your analytics, your tracking and tracing, but also your performance analysis, like how is my what we actually did against what we thought that we're going to do. So you planned versus actual. What do you need to do that is you can look at case by case. So for some companies, you only want to look at maybe OEE, and then you can implement OEE and the data that you need. So for OEE, we need equipment, we need materials to see, okay, is one material running better to the against versus the other one, or is one line running better versus the other one? So you only get those items in. Next to that, ISA-95 has a clear boundary between information that is coming from a level 4 system, so from ERP. Think about definitions on how to make something, but also a schedule and also the feedback. This is what I made, this is how much I consumed, so you can update your inventory. That information is completely separate from the information that we send in between level 3 systems. So think about an MES system that interfaces with a WMS system, or a LIM system, or CMMS system for all those tools. The same down, we have, or we in ISA-95, there are different models that connect very good to ISA-88, which is controls related. So there's like a seamless item in there. And even in ISA-95, you see the same levels coming back from the Purdue level model, where you have that level 0 to level 4, where you have all that split, and that information is separate but integrated. So you can refer to each other, but you don't need to override it to get something. So data which you receive from ERP is owner of that data. And although we get it from like a read-only or informative information, if you want to build on top of that, are other models that you link to your level 4 object, and then you can build on top of that without editing the source of the data. So within ISA-95, there's so many objects that help you structure that data and give the place that data. And then within that, you have different parts of your context. And so your context can be a job order, so an order which is running and what happened in that job. Or maybe you want to see what happened in that equipment, or why is this equipment different than the other equipment. So you have multiple anchor points throughout that complete activity model that you can use: a schedule, an order, a material lot. What happened with my material lot? Or why is this material lot as different correct specs than another one if you measure them from a QA perspective. So you have multiple anchor points which you can use as your context.